Join the conversation in Tipperary. Contact us through Facebook, Twitter, or email tiptoday@tippfm.com.
Now, Caroline Marr is a baby sleep expert, and she's been on the programme several times in the past, and we always get a huge reaction to her appearances on the show. Good morning to you, Caroline.
Good morning, Fran. How are you?
Lovely to see you today as well. You're going to talk to us about a couple of different things, but positive cot association. Will you explain that to me?
Positive cot association. One of the when families call me, one of the biggest things, they will say to me is, my baby hates the cot or hates the car seat or hates something. And realistically, your baby does not come into the world hating anything. They don't know. Everything is a learning curve. So if when families are starting out with their first child, and it's a whole spending spree, isn't it? We're going to get everything that we can to help, this little one. And the cot is usually one of those things that you think long and hard about, what cot you get, what mattress, the whole shebang. And then you have a baby and they're either co-sleeping or a next to me sleeper, or they're sleeping somewhere close to their parents. And one day we think, okay, well, now you're growing out of this item, we need to put you into the cot to be safer. And we have this thought process in our head, but the baby hasn't a clue what the cot is because we've never introduced the baby to it. And for me, one of the biggest steps it's like, even if you want to have a shower or wash your teeth and you want to put your baby somewhere that they're safe and happy and comfortable, it's starting with your cot, not with sleep, but literally as a little, where you spend a couple of minutes a day where your baby is not tired, they've had a nap, and you're going to read them a story. Put them in the cot for 1 minute or 2 minutes, and at the beginning, stay there, stay with them, make sure they see your face. And after a couple of days, and this is literally in a couple of minute increments, we're not expecting 10 minutes here, it's minutes. And after a couple of days, when they've gotten used to their surroundings, you walk away from the cot, you can walk to the other side of the room, put away some clothes in, if you've done laundry or whatever. And then the next days you can walk out of the room and, say, baby is baby Molly, like mommy is going to wash your teeth, daddy is going to fill the dishwasher, whatever. And we're continuing to speak. So we're building this confidence in a child that even though I cannot see my mom or dad's face, I know they are still here. So I can be happy in this space. And you just expand on that over a period of time.
It's very clever. And what age are we talking about here? Do you think that you should introduce that?
Well, I suppose the first age is when a parent is ready. It's not me to decide when any parent should do anything. But this is not, we're not looking at this with night sleep. I'm not expecting parents to put their baby in a separate room, in a separate cot. But the earlier you do it, the easier it's going to be, because we've established, it's like you as an adult, if you've had a really, really long day, or new parents who are exhausted, when you look at your bed, you're like, oh God, I just want to go to sleep. And this is when your little one is able to speak, we want them to be able to say, Daddy, Mommy, just put me into my cot. I'm so tired. And if we begin with this gentle approach where it's minutes and we create this safe space, no age is too young, because even if you put your baby, let's say on a day that you're having a really bad day and your baby is just not, they just need to be close. But if you need to go to the bathroom, at least if your baby is in that safe space, they can't go anywhere out of that.
It's very, very clever indeed. Would the same apply to, I don't know, a buggy or a car seat or?
The car seat, the buggy definitely, because when you're with a baby in a buggy, it is easier to put them in and out of a situation and have this safe space. With the car seat, you can. With the car seat, here's the thing with the car seat. When you have to use a car seat, let's say you just have to go somewhere and your baby starts to cry, the positive association with the car seat is how we speak. If we put a baby into a car and they're happy and they're crying, and we, our reaction is, oh sweetie, this is only going to be 2 minutes, and our voice has this whiny effect to it because we're nervous, because our baby is not comfortable. And you're like, it's only going to be 2 minutes, I know you're crying, I know you're upset, mommy's going to take you out or daddy's going to take you out, it's going to be okay, I will fix this. And because our voice is now this whiny voice, our baby forgets that they were upset about the car seat. They think, Christ, mom or dad, they're like, their voice is kind of anxious, so I should be anxious too. Whereas your baby goes into the car seat and they are crying. How we speak to our children makes a huge difference. It's like, you know what, Molly, we're going to do this every day. You've got to go to creche.
So it's positive.
It's positive. Like, Dad's going to put you in. You're safe. The reason it's like, you're safe. We use your car seat because it's safe. And it's this calm kind of la 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 voice.
Yes.
And this is what our baby okay, I'm not dying about this, but I'm going to have to do it, so I'll kind of roll into it.
It's very good. Where bath time is concerned and the introduction of the bath and all of that then...
Like a bath, I think for me the biggest things I have encountered with bath time is that sometimes the bath is not warm enough. We want to create this situation with the bath where, I suppose, like when I would give a bath, I would do the old thing where you use your elbow, in it, and the bath is warm enough. But that's probably donkey's years old. So most young families now will probably have a baby, like a bath monitor thing. And it's to make sure your bath is warm enough. And when you're putting your baby into the bath, it's like we'll often, again with a car seat or a cot, we'll often have a baby where we have them in a prone position, lying flat. Speaking simply, it's where your baby is almost lying flat in your hands and you're going to place them into the bath. If we get a situation with a baby in a bath where we have, let's say if you're right-handed, your left hand, is behind their neck and you have them held comfortably and securely, and your right hand is literally under their little bottom, and we gently guide them into the bath. We're going to slide our right hand out from under their bottom, but we still have our left hand so they feel secure.
Yes.
The minute our right hand is from under their bottom, we put it on their tummy, we can take away our left hand, and now we have two hands. But it is to be able to just, again, how we speak, this is your bath, mom and dad are going to do this every day, this is lovely, you're going to feel good, you're going to be calm, whatever words we use, but it is that constant. And it's just gently getting them used to the water. And for new parents, like particularly first-time parents, the bathing at the beginning is often, and 90% of the time, it is a two-parent situation. Because you take your baby class with your baby in the bath, but the baby is a doll and the doll doesn't wiggle and the doll is solid. Whereas when you have your newborn and they're slippery and you're nervous, and it's to have a safe space to take them out. A genius trick is if you have a hairdryer, not a donkey's years old hairdryer, a hairdryer cheap and cheerful, but that has a safe settings, and put the hairdryer on close to the baby. It has two effects. First of all, it's white noise, which is really helpful for the baby. But the second thing is it's warm, because your baby, a newborn, does not have the ability to warm themselves.
Right.
They can't move. They can't warm themselves up. So they come out of this nice warm bath and they're freezing. So if we have the hairdryer, it's a nice little warm air, and it's almost like that spa feeling if we're in a spa.
Of course,
and you come out.
but it means that they enjoy the experience.
It makes it much more positive.
Yeah, of course, yeah. You mentioned they're both parents, and I know that you help couples to navigate, I suppose, parenting together, Caroline. How do you go about that?
Parenting, for me, when I work with families, it's very important for me when I work with families that I have both parents involved. So whatever it is you're trying to navigate, like a mom and a dad, they both understand that nobody at 2:00 in the morning says, well, I don't know what you're doing, so we're not doing this. So when we include both parents. First of all, the active inclusion.
Yes.
Really helps everybody. And where you can have a conversation where, say, a couple, particularly like the first, say, 6 months, where it's such a roller coaster of emotions for both parents. But if you can have conversations where we particularly include dads to understand what is happening, and on the day, like when you look at your partner, because it's a hormonal roller coaster and you think, my wife or my partner is literally losing her mind here, where you can simply stop for a minute and help say to, a couple, on the day that you think you're literally losing your shit, that you say, you know what, this is what my wife or my partner just brought this baby into the world. I need to be able to breathe and accept what's happening. And it's, having for couples to grant them, both of them, the knowledge to know what's happening, that walking away from this situation is not going to make it better. Just being able to lean in and saying, I don't always understand it, but I'm going to go with it for now.
I'm almost out of time, but I really want you to talk to us about navigating from one baby to two, because I would imagine that is a difficult one. I mean, you have the child there, you've been pouring all of your love and all of your attention onto this one child. Now it's time for the second child.
Yeah, that's it. It's a whole big conversation. But again, like as fast as I can with this, like navigating to your second child is again how we speak. Try and avoid that. So when you're pregnant and you tell your firstborn that they're going to have a sibling and you get them the big brother or the big sister T-shirt, and it's lovely and it's all real cute and stuff. But it's okay before the baby is born. But when second baby comes into the world, like your firstborn are going to have days when they're like, well, I'm not a big anything. I don't want to be a big brother or a big sister. So I have a sibling, they can acknowledge that baby, or they may not acknowledge it at all. And I often think it can sometimes take up to 6 months for kids to navigate around each other. But how we speak to our firstborn, like on the situation when you have two children and they're both losing the plot, if you take care of your which it's counterintuitive, I think, if you take care of your firstborn first and say, it's okay, what is it you need, do you need your lunch? And baby number 2 is crying. If we take care of baby number 1 first, very quickly, because they know they are still important,
yes,
that they're not being pushed to the side, very quickly they're going to say, but mama or daddy, baby's crying.
That's very clever. So they take a responsibility almost.
Well, whether it's a response, I wouldn't like to put the responsibility on them, but they care.
Yes, yeah.
But they know that whereas if we say, I'm going to get your lunch in 20 minutes, I'm just going to take care of the baby, that's when they begin to feel like, okay, now I'm kind of being pushed to the corner here. And it's simply, being able to say, you like your sister or your brother's okay, what can I do for you? And it's a short answer.
As you say, it's a bigger conversation, and maybe it's one that we could have again, Caroline. If people want to talk to you and benefit from your expertise, how can they do that, Caroline?
They can, I suppose my main way is Instagram. I do Caroline Maher, parental consultant and sleep specialist. My number is 083 072 5082.
All right, lovely to see you again, Caroline.
Thanks so much, Fran, for the time.
Thank you. News and information's on the way.
Tipp FM's Tipp Today.
With Slattery's Garage, puck on. It's time to change. Test drive the award-winning range of Peugeot hybrids and fully electric vehicles at Slattery's Garage today. See slatterysgarage.ie.